I would like to share a blog entry I wrote back on September the 11th, 2005, entitled A Desire for a Greater Society. You know, after reading about the poverty levels in this country and the social class differences between rich and poor, you can't help but wonder, is there a need to create another great society in our era? The first great society, you see, were a set of domestic programs set forth by President Lyndon B. Johnson back in 1964. His aim was to, quote, end to poverty. Well, let me back up. His aim was to, quote, put an, quote, end to poverty and racial injustice, end quote. Of course, LBJ had other goals in mind, as these quotes indicate. Quote, the great society is a place where every child can find knowledge to enrich his mind and enlarge his talents. It is a place where leisure is a welcome chance to build and reflect, not a feared cause of boredom and restlessness. It is a place where the city of man serves not only the needs of the body and the demands of commerce, but the desire for beauty and the hunger for community, end quote. Quote, it is a place where man can renew contact with nature. It is a place which honors creation for its own sake and for what is and for what it adds to the understanding of the race. It is a place where men are more concerned with the quality of their goals than the quantity of their goods, end quote. Quote, but most of all, the great society is not a safe harbor, a resting place, a final objective, a finished work. It is a challenge constantly renewed, beckoning us toward a destiny where the meaning of our lives matches the marvelous products of our labor, end quote. LBJ also detailed the challenges of the great society. Quote, a second place where we begin to build the great society is in our countryside. We have always prided ourselves on being not only America the strong and America the free, but America the beautiful. Today, that beauty is in danger. The water we drink, the food we eat, the very air that we breathe are threatened with pollution. Our parks are overcrowded, our seashores overburdened, green fields and dense forests are disappearing, end quote. Quote, a few years ago, we were greatly concerned about the, quote, ugly American, end quote. Today, we must act to prevent an ugly America, end quote. Quote, in many places, classrooms are overcrowded and curricula are outdated. Most of our qualified teachers are underpaid, and many of our paid teachers are unqualified. So we must give every child a place to sit and a teacher to learn from. Poverty must not be a bar to learning, and learning must offer an escape from poverty, end quote. But he urges us, quote, for better or for worse, your generation has been appointed by history to deal with these problems and to lead America toward a new age. You have the chance never before afforded to any people in any age. You can help build a society where the demands of morality and the needs of the spirit can be realized in the life of the nation, end quote. Quote, there are timid souls who say this battle cannot be won, that we are condemned to a soulless wealth. I do not agree. We have the power to shape the civilization that we want, but we need your will, your labor, your hearts, if we are to build that kind of society, end quote. Just as he gave that speech to the graduating class of the University of Michigan back in 1964, 41 years later, the challenge is still before us. Let me ask a question. If you were diagnosed with cancer, wouldn't you be willing to try anything to rid yourself of that disease? Wouldn't you be willing to try, I don't know, liberal means of a cure? Seriously, the lesson from the events of Hurricane Katrina's aftermath should convince us once and for all it's we the people that should dictate the course of our new great society, not the many talking heads from the parties of the donkey and elephant in government telling us what to do. Just something to think about. Who knows? Hopefully it won't be another 41 years until we decide to fix the ills of our country instead of allowing our social diseases to fester. My name is Charles O. Chapman. I've just shared an article or a blog entry I wrote back in September the 11th, 2005, entitled A Desire for a Greater Society. I have posted the link in the description. Please take a look at that. You can visit my website, charleslchapman.com, in which you may look at my bio on the author page, buy a copy of my book, The Voices of South Central, on the books page, and the workshop page details the many years I spent teaching writers' workshops in Northern and Southern California. I would like to thank those of you who have supported me over the years. Thank you for your support, your kind words, your encouragement, and yes, your sales and buying the books that I've written. It means a lot. So please, if you have a chance, consider what has been said, and I hope you take it to heart. And until the next time, have a good day, evening, rest of the week, and until you hear from me again, take care.